The Galactic Defense Academy was a place of fear and pride. Only the strongest species of the galaxy trained here. The halls were wide, cold, and built from metal stronger than most planets' crusts. On this day, new recruits stood in long lines, tall warriors with thick armor, creatures with claws, scales, and glowing eyes. Every one of them had survived brutal tests just to enter this academy. Then the humans arrived. They were short compared to most others. They wore simple gray uniforms, no heavy armor, no visible weapons. Some aliens stared in confusion, others laughed openly. Whispers moved through the hall. Those are the humans? They look weak. Earth training must be a joke. Earth was known as a death world, but many believed humans survived only because of machines and luck. Without technology, they were nothing, or so the galaxy thought. The head instructor stepped forward. He was massive, with 4 arms and metal plates fused into his skin. "Today," he announced, "you will witness the strength required to protect the galaxy." Elite alien recruits were called first. They lifted heavy gravity weights. They endured electric shock trials. They stood tall under crushing gravity fields. The crowd roared with approval. Then the instructor turned to the human group. "Earth recruits," he said with clear amusement, "step forward." A human commander walked out calmly. His face showed no fear, no anger, just focus. The instructor activated the gravity field again, stronger this time. Several alien recruits struggled just standing near it. The human commander looked around the hall, then raised his hand. "Excuse me," he asked politely, his voice calm and clear. "Is this the warm-up area?" For a moment, there was silence. Then the hall exploded with laughter. Some aliens bent over laughing, others mocked openly. The instructor smiled. "This is not a warm-up," the head instructor said. "This is where warriors fail." The human commander nodded slowly. "I see," he said. "Thank you for clarifying." He turned back to his team. "All right, warm-up protocol only." The humans stepped forward. Something strange happened. They didn't panic. They didn't argue. They stood relaxed, stretching their arms and necks like this was routine. A few aliens stopped laughing because the humans didn't look scared. They looked ready. And for the first time in the Academy's long history, the instructors began to feel uneasy. The laughter slowly faded as the gravity field grew stronger. The instructor increased the level again. The floor vibrated. The air felt heavy. Several alien recruits dropped to one knee. A few collapsed completely and had to be pulled away by medical drones. The humans remained standing. Their boots sank slightly into the metal floor, leaving deep marks. Their faces tightened, but none of them fell. The instructors checked their screens. Human heart rates were rising, but not dangerously. Muscle strain appeared on the monitors, then stopped increasing. This was not normal. The head instructor narrowed his eyes. "Increase gravity by another level," he ordered. A warning light flashed. This level was meant to injure new recruits. The gravity slammed down. Some alien instructors stepped back in shock. The humans bent slightly at the knees, then adjusted their stance. One human rolled his shoulders, another cracked his neck. Then something unexpected happened. The human commander raised his voice calmly. "Begin warm-up movement." The humans started jogging. Not fast, not slow. Controlled steps under crushing gravity. The hall fell silent. Running under this gravity should have shattered bones. Alien recruits watched in disbelief as the humans completed full laps around the hall. One human slept, caught himself, and kept moving. No panic, no shouting, just discipline. The instructor shouted to stop the test. The human commander lifted his hand again. "Please," he said, "we are still warming up." The instructors hesitated, but allowed it. The humans moved to stretching drills. They lowered themselves to the floor and pushed up repeatedly. Each movement bent the metal plates beneath them. Cracks spread across the training floor. The gravity alarm screamed. Medical officers rushed forward, certain the humans would collapse. But the humans stood again, breathing hard, sweat forming, still standing. An alien officer whispered in fear, "This level is banned for beginners." A data analyst checked human records. What she saw made her freeze. These conditions were listed as basic preparation on Earth, not training, preparation. The human commander looked up at the instructors. "Warm-up complete," he said calmly. The gravity field shut down. The humans stood tall as the weight vanished. The hall remained silent. No laughter returned, only staring eyes. For the first time, the galaxy understood something important. Humans did not train to survive, they trained to endure. And this was only the beginning. The training hall did not return to normal. The instructors called for a pause. Medical teams rushed in, not to help the humans, but to check if they were hiding injuries. Scanners moved over human bodies again and again. No broken bones, no organ failure, only controlled exhaustion. This confused everyone. The Academy Council arrived soon after. Elders from different species entered the hall, their faces serious. They had watched the recordings already. The head instructor spoke first. "Explain," he demanded. "No species should survive that gravity." The human commander stood straight. "Earth gravity is higher than most planets," he said calmly. "Our bodies adapt early." An elder stepped forward. His voice was low. "Many worlds have high gravity. None train like this." The commander nodded. "Because gravity is only one problem on Earth." He spoke of storms that crushed cities, of oceans that drowned the careless, of heat that burned skin and cold that froze blood. Earth did not forgive mistakes. He explained how humans trained from a young age, not to fight, but to live. Running under heavy loads, climbing in thin air, enduring pain without panic. Alien data officers checked Earth records as he spoke. What they found disturbed them. Earth had predators stronger than Academy beasts, diseases that changed and attacked without warning, natural disasters that wiped out entire regions. Yet humans rebuilt. An instructor whispered, "This is not a training world." "No," the commander replied. "It is a survival world." The council asked why humans still train this way after reaching space. The commander looked around the hall. "Because comfort makes us weak," he said. "Earth teaches us never to be comfortable." The council grew quiet. One elder asked a final question. "Why did you call this warm-up?" The commander answered without pride or anger. "Because real training begins when the body fails," he said. "This only wakes it up." The instructors exchanged uneasy looks. They realized something frightening. The galaxy trained soldiers to avoid pain, humans trained to move through it. The Academy records were updated that day. Earth was no longer listed as a simple death world. It was marked as something worse, a world that made warriors before they ever chose to be. And the humans were not finished yet. The Academy did not stop the program. Instead, the instructors moved to the next phase, combat simulation. The training hall transformed, walls shifted, the floor split into levels, artificial terrain rose, ruins, cover points, narrow paths. The simulation voice echoed, "Live combat drill, non-lethal force authorized." Elite alien squads entered first. They wore full armor and carried advanced energy weapons. Their movements were precise, practiced over decades of training. The humans stepped in next. No armor upgrades, no special weapons, only standard issue gear. Some instructors expected fear. They saw none. The simulation began. Energy fire filled the air. Explosions shook the hall. Alien squads moved in perfect formations, surrounding the humans from all sides. The humans scattered, but not in panic. They moved with purpose. One human slid behind cover as energy fire struck where he had been a moment before. Another climbed rubble with speed that surprised the observers. Alien targeting systems struggled. The humans did not move in straight lines. They changed pace without warning. They used terrain instinctively. One alien squad advanced too confidently. The humans countered. A flash of movement, a sharp strike, a weapon disabled. Alien soldiers dropped one by one, stunned, disarmed, restrained. The instructors stared at their screens in disbelief. Human reaction times exceeded Academy limits. Decision-making adapted faster than prediction models. "This is impossible," one analyst whispered. Then the simulation adjusted. Enemy numbers doubled. Weapons grew stronger. Still, the humans held. They communicated with short signals and simple gestures. No shouting, no confusion. A human went down, then rolled, rose, and continued fighting. The system began to fail. Sensors overheated. Terrain generators lagged. Warning alerts filled the control room. "Simulation integrity dropping," the system announced. An instructor ordered an emergency stop. Too late. The simulation froze mid-action. The hall lights returned. Alien soldiers lay across the field, stunned and silent. The humans stood, breathing hard, focused. The human commander checked the time display. He looked at his team, then at the instructors. "That concludes warm-up combat," he said calmly. Silence filled the hall. The instructors understood the truth now. This was not a demonstration. This was a warning. The galaxy had prepared for human weakness. Instead, it had just witnessed human restraint. And the system itself had not survived the lesson. The training hall felt different now. No one spoke. No one laughed. Medical teams moved carefully across the floor, checking stunned alien soldiers. None were badly hurt, but many were shaken. Their confidence was gone. The Academy Council gathered near the center of the hall. Elders from powerful species stood together, their faces tense. The head instructor broke the silence. "This was not expected," he said slowly. The human commander stood calmly in front of his team. His uniform was torn in places, but his posture remained steady. An elder stepped forward. His voice carried weight. "You call this warm-up," the elder said. "Why?" The hall grew quiet. Every eye turned toward the human commander. He did not answer immediately. He looked at his soldiers first. Some were tired, some were bruised, none looked afraid. "Warm-up," the commander said, "is when we prepare the body and the mind." The elder tilted his head. "Prepare for what?" The commander met his gaze. "For failure," he replied. This answer unsettled the council. The commander continued. "On Earth, things go wrong, always. Plans fail, tools break, people fall." He gestured to the simulation field. "If you train only for perfect conditions, you break when reality is different." The instructors exchanged looks. One council member asked quietly, "Then what do you call real training?" The commander took a breath. "Real training," he said, "begins when you are exhausted, injured, and afraid, but still expected to continue." The hall felt colder. An elder's voice trembled slightly. "And war?" The commander did not hesitate. "War is when training ends," he said, "because there is no reset." No one spoke after that. The council understood something terrible. Humans did not train to win battles. They trained to survive loss, chaos, and pain. Another elder finally asked the question no one wanted to voice. "If this was warm-up," he said slowly, "what happens when humans stop holding back?" The human commander was silent for a long moment. Then he answered softly, "Then someone has already made a very bad decision." The council stepped back. The academy rules were quietly changed that day. Human training methods were sealed under restricted access, and a new warning was added to the records. Do not provoke a species that treats survival as routine. The Galactic Defense Academy was never the same again. In the days that followed, the Council reviewed every record of human training. Files once marked as unimportant were reclassified. Access was restricted. Some methods were labeled dangerous, others were labeled forbidden. Human recruits were no longer placed with beginners. They were moved to advanced units. Instructors who once laughed now watched in silence. They no longer mocked human size or simple equipment. They observed carefully, aware that one mistake could cost lives. Across the academy, alien recruits whispered among themselves. "Did you see the humans? They called that warm-up? I don't want to face them in real combat." The human commander submitted his report without pride. No demands, no threats. Humans did not ask for respect. They had earned it. The Council issued a new directive to all member worlds. Earth was to be treated as a high-risk military partner. Not because humans were violent, but because they were prepared. Soon the story spread beyond the academy. Fleet commanders shared warnings. Diplomats changed their tone. Strategists rewrote battle simulations. A simple phrase entered military briefings across the galaxy. Never judge a human by their warm-up. On distant worlds, some still laughed at the idea. Those worlds were added to watch lists. Back at the academy, a new training session began. Fresh recruits lined the hall, nervous and uncertain. When the humans entered, the room fell quiet. No mocking, no laughter, only respect and fear. A young alien recruit whispered to an instructor, "Are they really that dangerous?" The instructor replied quietly, They are not dangerous. He paused. They are ready. The humans took their place without ceremony. The human commander glanced once at the gravity controls, then at the simulation field. "Same warm-up?" one human asked. The commander nodded. The instructor hesitated before activating the system. Some lessons could not be unlearned. And across the galaxy, one truth was now clear. Human strength was not in their weapons, not in their ships, not even in their bodies. It was in what they endured before anyone was watching. Because for humans, the warm-up was never the test. It was the warning.